Welcome back, folks. Christian and Nate here with our review of episode 5 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus. All right, we have watched, we have reacted. Now we are going to give our thoughts,
Our thoughts, our unofficial opinions.
our thoughts and opinions.
Yep.
Interesting episode.
Yeah,
Interesting episode.
it was.
We start with kind of a friendly, not so friendly, more than friendly hug and an awkward Grover watching along.
Yeah. And then
So, yeah, I'm curious how you mentioned it earlier, but I'm curious, how do you feel about like a potential, I guess, love interest there? Do you like that? Would you rather just didn't do it?
I mean, I'd rather they didn't do it, but just for the pure reason that I'm really kind of tired of all the whole romantic interest in movies. Like it's almost like in every movie that you watch, it has to be this way. I'm just like, life exists outside of
Yeah,
romance.
people can be friends, which I
Yeah.
mean, not to get down a rabbit hole altogether, but I know when we were doing our reviews and reactions for Good Omens, a lot of
Mhm.
people didn't like our lack of interest in the relationship
And
that
the
they had.
relationship.
Not that we ignored it, but like it wasn't a central focus of like what
Right.
we
It
were
wasn't a
looking
central
at,
focus. Yeah. Hmm.
And I don't even know. I'd be curious to know how much of a focus it was for the actual writers of the show themselves, right? Because I mean, it existed, but
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people like to ship characters and then like to just get deep into it, right? And it's like this
Right.
whole thing. So
Well, it appears like, especially with that, with that episode that neither of us cared for in the second season, whichever episode that was, I forgot,
I think it was
4,
4, yeah.
something like, yeah. Um, with that episode, from what we were being told, um, the reasoning behind having the episode was to kind of portray their relationship or whatever. So it might be that the writers intended to, portray their relationship, kind of put it in front and center rather than just kind of have this whatever. But they did it so late in the season, I suppose, and everything up until now it had been settled. So I'm like not I wasn't we weren't unaware of it. Oh, I'll speak for ourselves. Like I wasn't unaware of it, but
Right.
since it wasn't like the central point of any of the two whatever, I left it where it was. It wasn't central, so that's where it remained, non-central, so I wasn't making a big deal about, I did, make some comments and I'm like, oh, that's cute and stuff like that, but
Right.
again, that wasn't for me the main point of the show, so I didn't really super focus on it, so um yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
that's how I felt
Yeah.
about it. So but
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see here where they go with it. I mean, it seems like they're trying to have Percy and Annabeth have some kind of something, more than just friendship.
maybe.
They didn't seem to indicate there was anyone that'd be part of like some kind of love triangle, right? Like Grover is here, but he doesn't seem interested in either of them. So
Hmm.
I feel like that's not going to be a thing. So it seems like it's going to be the two of them, will they, won't they, until the end, maybe.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't know. But these
I
cousins will probably
prefer that it
kiss.
just
They'll be
never
kissing
happened.
cousins.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I guess from that aspect, I mean, I don't have an issue with that either, because I know what the background of these stories are,
Right.
But it is
And
funny because it's the
yeah.
ancient background, the ancient Greek mythology background, based in ancient Greek, like ancient Greek times, but melded with, current
Yeah.
society. So I could
Right.
see where people might come. What?
Yeah.
But what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, and also, I mean, if you think about it, if the thing that makes you cousins is the God relation,
Hmm.
right? Like, does that even matter? Right? It's not like the human side is the same, right?
Right.
Like,
Hmm.
like we both got the same uncle as human that had a child with like a God. It's the
Right.
God is this part that's the same. Human piece is separate, right?
Right. Hmm.
And on top of that, Annabeth doesn't even actually have like a true human parent, or does
Right.
she? Right? Like
No,
she's not
it's a
like
gift. Yeah.
yeah. So that's another piece that puts a wrinkle into it. So yes, you're technically cousins, but
Mhm.
like, is it any cousins in any way that matters as far as humans are concerned? You
Right.
know, probably
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I mean, because to be to be honest, like, yeah, you were talking about how gods are, does that really matter? Because they're gods, and it just made me think, they are like we're all sons and daughters of God. So then, kind of technically, none of us should be, we shouldn't be doing this. Like we're committing incest like up the wazoo.
Hey,
If
if it
you,
floats your boat.
I guess I don't know, but but this is all I'm saying. Like I don't know. But yeah, you do make some interesting points. Like Annabeth doesn't have a what do you call that, a biological human um, parent.
Right.
So the only link that they both have is through their
Right.
parents,
Yeah.
godparents.
Right. Godparents. Right. And again, and it still means they're cousins via God, not even siblings directly. So
Yeah.
it's a very loose connection. So
Right.
I
Hmm.
don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting if they somehow struggle with that. Like, wait a minute. Wait, stop. Are we
That is
cousins?
going to be interesting to see,
Like
but I don't
they're
know if it
getting ready to
will.
kiss. Like, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We're cousins. Should we do this?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Is that how that happens?
Exactly.
Wow.
Just a quick side note. Many years ago, my wife and I watched this video of this couple that got married,
Hmm.
and they were both so abstinent that they had never even kissed anyone before, or like even
Oh.
touched anyone. So the first time they kissed anybody was like their wedding day.
Hmm.
And the way they were kissing was so disturbing. It was like, and like they were so into it, and it was just like, that's not. What do
Jeez.
you?
Well, I mean,
It
listen,
just,
if that's
it
how
just
they
looked.
do it.
It looked so like, oh, what do you? Whenever I think of that, I was thinking of like, my wife is still so disturbed by it, even to mention. She's like, oh, please don't, please don't. Yeah,
Oh
so I
man,
just
that's
when I did that, I always just see them just like tongues and just like,
oh god. Oh, that's enough. Oh my
I
goodness.
know it was so oof. Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, listen, kissing is a skill, to be honest,
Hey,
yeah, along with a lot of other things.
but
So,
if you think about it
like,
too much, you're like, wait a minute, was the slide was going back and forth? Wait a minute, ew. But yeah,
what I was thinking the other day, just on those lines, is
here we go. Here we go.
all right. See, I'm telling you, my brain goes at like 200 miles an hour. Excuse me. Is I guess kind of like in reality, nothing's really disgusting when you actually kind of think about it. You
I
know,
think the opposite. I think everything's disgusting if you think about if you think
well,
about it.
if you think too hard about it, yes,
Everything is
definitely,
disgusting.
yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, I was just thinking, like, I don't know what triggered this thought either, but um, I don't know. Was it bugs or something? Don't know. I was might have been watching something on like on Instagram or something like that. I don't know. Something triggered it, and I can't remember what it was. But um, I was just like, I don't know. Just like this is gonna sound really disgusting too.
Oh, okay.
Brushing your teeth with someone else's like toothbrush or whatever.
Oh.
Or like someone brushing their teeth with your toothbrush.
Oh no. My wife can't watch people brush their teeth on TV. Carol cannot handle it. She will mute it and look away and say, Christian, tell me when it's done. I can't look at this.
That's so funny. Excuse me. I mean, I still don't like it, but I was thinking about it and I was just like, oh yeah, I guess to be honest, it's not really because like, for example, if it's your significant other and you are
Right.
kissing them,
Yeah.
then, this isn't very far off. So it
Right.
doesn't
I
really.
mean, yeah, that you could take that many many times.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like, oh, so the toothbrush is disgusting, but I mean, that's not what you said the other day. Like, why would we draw the line here? That is true. Some of things are like that though. Like I think about sometimes, like, because I'm a vegetarian, right? But like I eat eggs, and
Mhm.
every now and then I'll be like, this is disgusting that I eat
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I think
I'm like, I'll still eat it, but I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm like, and I will not drink milk, like cow
Oh
milk, right?
god, no, I
But I'll
can't.
eat ice cream, and sometimes I'll be like,
Oh, lucky for you.
this is not like why am I consuming this? This is from a cow. I'm like,
Cow's teats.
exactly like what? If it was a camel, I'd be so disgusted, right? But cow is
Right?
different.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
why? It's the
yeah.
same. Horse milk, ew. Like, what? It is as long as it's milk, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I mean, yeah, it's just really that's why it was like, if you think about it, like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
It's
think there's things that you should do for, like, health reasons, sort of
right. You
thing, but,
can,
like
yeah, you only be eating the wrong kind of bacteria and
yeah,
such. But
yeah, precisely,
but
but, like, I don't feel like it's like dirty. I mean, I still wouldn't do it. So like, don't use
right.
my toothbrush. That we're not doing
Yeah.
that. No. But
Yeah.
even my husband, you don't touch my
Oh
toothbrush.
yeah.
Thank you. But on the flip side, like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's actually not the end of the world either because
Yeah, it's a mental thing. Like
yeah,
you
it's a
realize,
very
hey,
mental
like,
thing.
look,
Yeah.
like this isn't actually different, but mentally it is. So
Yeah.
hey, I
That's the
can't
thing that
overcome
makes
that.
it
Like,
different. Yeah,
hey,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it is what
I
it
feel like
is.
maybe if you thought about it, you would be able to overcome it. But the question is, do you want to overcome
Yeah.
it? And
Why?
the answer is usually
Yeah.
no.
Unless
So
there's some, we're stranded some island and we got one toothbrush for the
right.
next year. Like,
So I was gonna say, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like
yes,
if it ain't
I'm
causing a
not. I
problem.
got enough money to have my own toothbrush. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
Precisely. Yeah. So
Talk about a
yeah, I
tangent.
was gonna
So now I had a question though, because I was curious watching this episode when Grover was talking with Ares, right? So he's talking with him. He's trying to fish out information, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
We see Annabeth like kind of somehow by osmosis figuring out these puzzles and things.
Mhm.
Which one of
Alright, so okay.
which one of them do you think is like the smarter one? Now, granted, we see Grover is actually 24, so he's probably what, 10 years older than Annabeth at least at this point? She's what, probably 12, 13?
I don't know. I think they're older. At least these two seem to be older than Percy.
You think so? Because she seems younger than him to me. I don't know.
I don't
I mean, she's
know.
smaller, but she seems younger. I don't know.
No, she seems to me, she seems older. I just
She seems more experienced to me. Not necessarily
maybe
older.
experience,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Maybe that's maybe what I'm confusing, but she just I think more experienced, but then also I don't know, more protective, but also maybe she's got that like big sister vibe going
Yeah.
on
I
sort
mean,
of
I
thing.
do
I don't
think
know.
she's more emotionally mature than him,
Maybe.
which is can be typical at this age between boys and girls, right?
Right,
That's just
yeah.
sometimes it's just like the boys are like, the girls are like,
Right.
man, what's wrong with you?
Well, well, the thing is, I think the difference. Yeah. Anyways, I think that, and it just seems to me, but I could be wrong. Maybe they're the same age, but um, I didn't even know Grover was 24. I mean, he was playing like he was whatever Percy's age is, right? So I'm
Right.
thinking, excuse me, that I mean, and he was also in whatever his high school that he was in, sort of
Yeah.
thing. So
But he was a plant, right? His purpose was
right,
to, I guess, protect and then get him back there. So
right,
the
yeah.
question I'm curious about is, I wonder.
Oh, you were asking who I thought was smarter,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Before I
someone
get
who's
sidetracked, yeah, like
right,
who
yeah.
who do you think is the more strategic mind, smarter person?
This makes me think of something else, but I'm gonna answer your question first. I think that she is more strategic, right? Um, oh, I guess I'm better strategist. I would say that I think she's a better strategist because she's not afraid, right? So she can make calls with a clear head mostly. Um, yeah, then Grover seems kind of unseasoned. he could probably be a very good strategist, but he's not paying attention, is what I'm feeling. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do we think that he is or could be playing a role, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
do we think he's acting more mild and dumber than he really is, right? Because when he was talking to Ares, could that have been him kind of leaking out some of his true nature in order to get Ares to talk, right?
Hmm.
Was it simply just an act, or was some of that like, all right, this is already in me,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
some of this out because I know it's going to dry him out, And
Right.
so he's really much more strategic than he seems because he's playing this mild role in order
Hmm.
to kind of gain their trust and not appear as a threat,
Yeah.
Um,
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, as I said before, I just don't trust Grover. I mean, he's nice,
I know you're
but
mad that he lied.
oh, he
Boo hoo
no, it's not. He
hoo.
just lied. Like he blatantly
Wah,
in
wah,
my
wah.
face, he lied. Sort of thing. And then like he promised my mom that he was going to protect me, and he can't. Like he doesn't even know how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Look,
Like
that's just something you say to people.
no,
Like
he is a
if
liar.
they
Like
promise me you protect them, I promise. You'll be like, I can't. Like like what are you
you
supposed to
can.
say?
That is say
You'll
that.
be like, sorry, ma'am, I can't help you with that. He's as
I
good as
mean,
dead, but I'll do my best. Bye. We'll see you later. No, you be like, oh, I'll protect him with my life. And like, okay, she's gonna die anyway, so it's fine.
he didn't know she was gonna die. Although, listen, I don't know how much of a choice she had in the final battle, but
Yeah.
whatever. Anyways, I
Yeah.
don't know. So I don't really trust him at all. I don't remember, man. I don't remember the movies that well anymore. But um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I vaguely remember something about. I don't remember actually. I don't remember
Yeah.
at all.
I guess the last thing I was thinking about was I'm still wondering, how these stories interact with the mythology.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
still don't
not
know that.
clear, right?
Yeah,
Because
I don't either.
Hephaestus is here and has this theme park thing and this story that Percy heard about with his chair and stuff, right? Like,
Hmm.
this is here now.
Right.
I'm like,
It's like history is repeating itself.
yeah,
Basically.
I'm not sure what's going on,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, this is for story wise. It's also just convenient that they're always near these things, right? Like
Right,
the
yeah.
United States is humongous for those of you that are not in the US. Like
That's
it is huge,
true.
right? And for you to happen to be like right beside like this theme park that Hephaestus basically lives in, it seems like
Right, yeah.
what?
So, I mean, because basically it can't be more than a couple miles away from St. Louis. Wherever they're at, they can't because they're
Right. It's
on
not
foot.
that far.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then they walk to then they walk to the cafe, and then they walk to
Yeah.
the park, and then they
Huh?
walk back, right? So, like, it's right in that same
Yeah,
vicinity,
it's
you know?
so convenient, but I mean, I
Yeah.
guess, if you think fate is involved, right, or the fates are involved, however you wanna look at that, right, like, things are being orchestrated and they're on this quest, and these are happening as they're supposed to happen, and so
Right.
they're naturally going to come upon these things to continue their quest,
Speaking of the fates, do you think that their prophecy was fulfilled already, or do you think that's for later?
I think it's for later.
Yeah. You don't think that the fact that Percy got trapped in that chair was the fulfilling of the prophecy?
No, he didn't die. I think someone's gonna die, and they're gonna bring them back.
Mm, probably,
Because I
but
don't
I
think the
think
show's
for
gonna kill anybody major, but I think Annabeth or
yeah.
Grover might die, and then I think they're gonna bring them back.
Okay, interesting.
That's my
Because I
theory.
was thinking, I was like, yeah, maybe that chair signified death because no one can get out of it, right?
Yeah, and also, if no one that just bothered me, like, if no one can get it, how come he just whistled and then opened it up? Like, I don't typically, these things, like, they make them that even they can't undo it. You know what I mean?
Oh well, I mean, if he
He
made it for a specific purpose, I could see him having the ability to undo that purpose.
'Cause he was like, "It doesn't work that way. It can't." And then he's like, "Oh, actually, I can, and just undo it." I'm like, "Huh?"
Well, no, because of the way she was trying to do it, it wouldn't work that way. Like she was trying to make it open, but it wouldn't. But there was just a way that you could. I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Typically, in these kind of stories, it's never like, oh, the person that made it just undoes it for you,
Hmm. Yeah,
right? Because
that's
because
typical.
because
Yes, that's true.
typically they did it in such a way that even they can't undo it. Like, I'm sorry, like this is how it is now. Like you're stuck, and they figure out some loophole to like work around it.
Mm.
And this, it was like, okay, I'll let him out.
Okay. I
I was
didn't
like,
have much of a problem with the fact that he had the key to open it. I don't know, for some reason I said that, and then I just thought of the whole Apple. There was this Apple incident where I don't know, somebody was on the run, and the cops had gotten a hold of his phone in California or something like that, and then they went to Apple to get them to open it, and Apple was like, "We don't have the key
oh right, yeah, exactly,
to open it, like we can't open it or
yeah,
whatever," sort of thing. So I don't know. That's just
yeah.
what made me think about it.
Right, yeah,
But
like, it's encryption, like, we can't open it, like, it's not that's
right,
not how it works, right?
right, yeah,
Like, it's unopenable, like, sorry.
right.
Well, in this case, I guess it wasn't, but I don't know.
But it wasn't.
Alright,
Yeah.
so, overall thoughts, what are you thinking?
Um, Something I wanted to say as well. I don't really like bad mouthing actors because, listen, they're doing it and I'm not. So I don't like bad mouthing anybody who's like working,
Uh-oh,
doing
got a
something.
spicy take coming in.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is, the one playing Annabeth. Um, I don't know if it's her lines or if it's the way that she's executing that. I had said this in another episode, but I was like, I don't think she's executing her lines properly. Um, Often that happens in like the first season, especially for newer actors. I don't know if she's newer, um, but I don't like how she's executing them, or I don't like her lines. I don't like how they are so, I guess, maybe predictable. So Grover plays his part really well, I think. Um, and Percy, I think he's playing his part well, even though I don't like how they, yeah, like we were talking, I don't like how they make him so incredulous at this, the why,
Right.
But apart from that, he's acting really well. I think she might be new or something like that because it comes across, I mean, she's saying them right, but it's not maybe convincing, I suppose. And I'm saying that as like, I'm not like any professional or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I guess I don't feel drawn into, it's kind of like, oh, it's smooth, smooth, smooth. And then hers just kind of like choppy sort of thing. And just, it's like abrupt and kind of, you know, I don't know how to explain that. It's in my head, but whatever. So it's painful. I hope she gets better. And I think if it's because she's like new to the role and she's trying to find her place or whatever, because I saw her on an interview and she seemed much more kind of like relaxed, right? And just kind of like more in her element than it seems like in the show. So I'm wondering if it's just that she has to get kind of used to it. So, but apart from that, it was very kind of touching. The whole show was very touching. And I do, I like when people are, we're talking about, you know, kind of redemption arcs and stuff like that. That's like my favorite thing. And so like when she was talking to, I forgot his name, whatever his name is, Ephesus or whatever.
Ephesus. Hephaestus.
How fast. When she was talking to him and he had a change of heart because he was like, yeah, they are like this and we don't want it like that. That made me, I like that writing. And I like that she was, kind of, she's like this hard ass, but then she's like, I don't want to be like that either. And she recognized that Percy isn't like that. So, but I did, Percy, when he just got up in the Aries face and whatever. And I'm like, dude, he is providing you a ride. Okay, maybe you don't know if you could trust him, but like, shut up.
And
Like,
he's the god of war,
right.
and you why I don't
You don't even have a title.
you're not like, you just got here, like maybe you're not scared of him for some
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah.
Let's say that, which I think is stupid
Mhm.
because you should be scared of him. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you should have a healthy fear of him, like,
Right, yeah.
he's Aries,
Mhm.
but why antagonize him?
Yeah.
What does that do for you? But,
I don't know
like,
where it's coming from. Yeah,
it's just his character. He's just, this is the character they like to put in these roles.
oh,
Like,
man.
they like to have this cocky, self-assured, like, know-it-all type, and I just can't stand that type of person.
Do you think that if he was more kind of level-headed and, whatever, if people would like that? Like, people would watch
I
it?
don't see why not. Like, why you gotta make him dislikable in that way?
Because,
I
like,
I don't know.
personal journey maybe? I don't know, like,
I don't know.
personal
But,
development?
like, I don't sense anyone like, here's why I'm not sure about that, because no one seems to be checking him on it, right? Like, no one's like, "Dude, chill, you just got here." No one is saying what we're saying to him.
Mhm.
So, I feel like
Well,
the
I mean,
show
Grover kind of, like, he did from the side. She cut him off and whatever.
yeah, I feel like the show thinks it's okay, right? Like,
Maybe, yeah.
they think it's okay that he acts like this. And I'm
Mhm.
like, "No, it's not. It's not okay."
And see, this is kind of why I wanna do my own kind of stuff, shows and, write whatever, because I wanna see if I can write kind of better than a lot of this writing that keeps coming out, where they just use a lot of, like, tropes. That's what I would call that, kind of, this is how we've always, done it, and this is, tried and true method, so this is what we're gonna keep doing. But yeah, but like I feel like it's kind of fatiguing, and doesn't serve much of a purpose. And like you said, I don't know why they people wouldn't watch, like just that just made me think of, when uh black people, although they did come out with a new black horror movie, but in general they're like, black people horror movies wouldn't last that long,
Alright, they're back. Oh, no.
'cause nope.
Not doing that. Yes, exactly. Like, Dark Hallway? I'm not putting that in there. Next. Yeah, like,
Yeah, like stuff like that, like I
yeah,
wonder if it's
just
possible.
no. Exactly.
But I mean, actually, you saw that movie Nope, right? So
Yeah.
how was it? Was it, because it was just black people, right?
Yeah, it
Or
was good. Yeah,
mostly?
I mean, it's not at all what it seems to be. It's a good movie, but it's not what it looks like it is from the
Okay.
trailers. It's very
Okay.
good, but it's not that. Which
Oh,
is which was interesting. I was like, "Oh, that's what this movie is.
okay.
Okay,
So
cool."
basically, but it wasn't a slasher or anything like that,
No.
right? Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
no. No, it's yes, it was interesting.
But it is classified as horror, though.
I horror, thriller, sci-fi. I'm not sure if it's horror
Oh,
necessarily. I mean, it's probably more of a thriller than a horror,
okay.
I
And
would
does it
say.
fit the whole bill of, black people not going into something they should
There are
not be
definitely some
going
scenes
into?
specifically, which is why it's called Nope. Then they're like,
Oh, no. Okay.
nope, going this way, not doing that. Yes, for sure.
I mean, it was created
Um,
by Peele, right?
yeah, Jordan Peele. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So.
yeah. He's good. He's good. Yeah, and it's back to this trope thing. It's funny because sometimes when it's done a certain way, it works. For
Mhm.
example, like, I really enjoyed the show Naruto, right? And
Yes.
he is very, very much this way. Very headstrong,
Oh, okay.
very much like, I'm gonna be the best, never backing down.
Mhm.
But it's more from a place of, like, he is just that persistent,
Oh, right. Okay.
and he grew up basically being mocked and ridiculed, like, for
Mhm.
who he was his whole life. And his
Yeah.
goal was, "Hey, look, one day I'm gonna be the best, and then no one will make fun of me anymore. And
Right.
so whatever it takes, I'm gonna
Mhm.
do."
Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
And so he just never gives up in a fight, never back down from anything. He's
Mm.
just overly headstrong, but, like, that's his way, you know?
Right.
And so it's admirable in that way, even though sometimes it's annoying. Like,
Mhm.
dude, chill, but he doesn't chill, right? He
Right.
just never
He's
backs
got no
down.
chill. Right.
Whereas sometimes Percy, to me, I'm like, what?
What are you trying to prove?
Yeah, like what? I don't understand what's going on. Like why you're this way?
Hmm.
Because yeah, you weren't a popular kid, I guess, but like
Hmm.
I just don't understand this
But
defiance
he was
kind of.
like anti kind of bullying, right? So at the beginning, like the girl threw the whatever cheese or sandwich or whatever at Grover,
Right.
and he went up to say something to her, and that's how he got kicked out, right? So, excuse me. It seems like he is definitely his personality is to stand up to bullies. The thing with Aries was different because Aries is saying something that he feels, and then Percy just took it like really personally.
Right.
Which, okay, maybe that happens. Except, can you think about the fact that he's providing you a ride? Like you need
Right.
this. You can't catch a bus. You said you can't take a train. So maybe just shut up. Just learn to shut up for a moment. It's not what he's
Yeah.
saying doesn't actually hurt you.
Right. Like you're not standing up for anyone. You're just
Right.
being annoying.
You're
Right.
just, yeah,
Like
right,
there's no
exactly.
purpose to this. You're
Precisely.
just
Yeah,
being obstinate.
right.
Like for
But
what?
yeah, and the same thing that, kind of happened when they were fighting about getting off the bus and getting snacks, sort of things.
Right.
He was being obstinate for. Again, I understood his position, but if I was in his position, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go get some snacks. Like, I don't care what you have to say. Like, if I wanted to do it, I'm going to do it. Like, that's a whole thing. But he made it. I mean, it's not a whole thing, but he made it a whole thing, sort of thing. So but in that respect of, he seems to be kind of like an anti-bully. Maybe that is his. Maybe that's where he's coming from. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. Who can say? But
just not convinced by his. I'm not either, to be
yeah.
honest. So.
Yeah, I'm not team Percy just yet.
Hmm.
I'm enjoying the show, but I'm not like, yo, like I'm ride or die for Percy Jackson. I'm like,
Right. Yeah, I'm not
if
ready to
something
die
happens
for
to him,
Percy Jackson either.
mm,
As a
we'll just
character, I'm not.
next season it'll be Grover and the Olympians. I don't know, whatever. Just keep it moving. I mean, not gonna happen, obviously, but
No, no, no. Percy is definitely going to. What do you think about Scobles? I think that's his last name. Acting as Percy Jackson. What do you think? What do you think about all of them up until now?
you know, it, I've been grading it all on the curve,
Right. Yeah.
but that's becoming less and less the more I watch.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, he's doing fine. You know, I and maybe it's just because I just like that type of character generally.
Right. Yeah.
That I guess he's playing it fine,
Hmm.
but I don't none of it has been like, wow, he really nailed that. Like even the emotional stuff where he's getting emotional about something or whatever, like it's not gripping me because I'm like
Oh, but
this
that's because
guy.
you're not sold on like the whole
Yeah, like I'm like,
everything.
yeah, this guy. I'm like, like,
Right. Yeah.
and so it's hard to even be like to take it serious or to like
Hmm.
get emotionally invested. 'Cause I'm like, I don't really like him, and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah. Okay.
it's like I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you on Annabeth. Like that's like I said, Grammy. Yeah. Well, like I'm Emmy actually, not Grammy, but
Yeah.
I mean, she's not getting any of it. So I mean, it doesn't really matter which one I pick.
Actually, did you see if she was if they were nominated? Do you
No, because
think
they're
any?
not.
No.
I mean, maybe we'll get a teen choice or something. I don't know, or a
Oh, that might be.
Nickelodeon
Yeah.
award.
Let
I
me
don't know,
see.
whatever that stuff is. I don't know.
Let me
Who
see. Let
knows?
me see if they have any nomination in
Oh
the
my good gracious!
Olympians nominations.
Maybe
Why are you
like
doing this to me? Stop.
nominated for
Okay.
best satyr costume or something. I don't know.
Excuse me.
Most believable underwater breathing scene. Nailed it.
NAAC. What is that? That must not be. No. Okay, it doesn't look like it. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like. It says awards. Percy Jackson. I'm on IMDb. Um, Best main title.
What?
That's the HMAA award. HMMA
Yeah,
awards.
doesn't matter.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. First Family Film Award. So they got a Family Film Award.
Oh
Oh, it's
wait.
a nominee. Sorry, they were nominated. Okay, okay. So they were nominated for the DGA Directors Guild of America for directorial achievement in children's programs. So it is a children's program. At least that's what it's viewed as. It's a nominee for Family Film Award. He said so nothing. And it's also a nominee for HMMA Award. But
Oh
yeah,
wow.
nothing about.
Well done, guys.
Listen. I appreciate that they're putting themselves out there, and and they're also very young, so they're trying. I don't want to step on their, you know, I don't want to crush out their light. so, so I think they're doing really well, but I think some things can, improve, at least in Annabeth's
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if they keep
Yeah.
going. But
So, what is your score? What would you score out of 10?
see, here's the problem. I told you this curve thing is less and less strong.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I wanna like even though it felt like it was better than last episode,
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling worse about it overall, if that makes any sense. So I feel like it's a solid 7, which is gonna sound contradictory,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm feeling like the episode is up, but the series is going is going down. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I think it was enjoyable. We progressed the story.
Mm-hmm.
Aries, the fact that Aries is here was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
Fastest being involved is interesting. I think Grover kind of his kind of sleuthing and detective work, I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a pretty good 7.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was going to give it a 7 as well. Actually, I didn't have a number in mind. And then you said 7. And I was like, actually, that seems legit for me too. Like I was trying to think, would I have given it any other thing? But no, I think a solid 7 would be fine. Yep.
Yeah, well, folks, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think 7 is appropriate? Do you want to give it a 10? If you do, well, no. If you do, that's your business. That's what I'll say.
Wow.
That's your business. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments about episode 5. As always, make sure you subscribe to see new stuff. Give it a
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you enjoyed the episode and the notification bell so you know when we got new stuff coming out. And
Yep.
we'll see you on the flip side. Later.
Ciao.